leading up to the final day of roster cuts, and pretty much everyone was reporting that Ronald Jones was gone. Pretty much throughout the entire training camp when Isiah Pacheco was getting with the ones and the twos, and Ronald Jones was running with the threes in that Chicago game and not really getting any room to breathe. Poor guy. He was meeting guys in the backfield before he had the ball in his hand. Everyone thought he was gone. Everyone thought he was off the team. And then what happens? Adam Teicher even tweeted it that Ronald Jones was gone. He's not making this team. What happens 2 days later? Chiefs are keeping 4 running backs in the roster: CEH, Pacheco, McKinnon, and Ronald Jones to round out the running back room. And based on the way he played in that Packers game, JD, are you surprised that we're keeping 4 running backs?
Not at all. Not at all. Matter of fact, I'm going to be honest with you. I never thought that Ronald Jones was on the chopping block. I didn't. I just, to me, I don't think that you bring a guy like that in to be somebody that you're looking to cut. And so he's another one, I think, just kind of really got a bad seating, if you will, playing behind the second and third line, which was playing atrocious. I mean, they really was. And so you really couldn't see what he could really do. I mean, we seen what he did, when he was at Tampa Bay. We know what his ability is. And so I think this last preseason game gave you a clear glimpse, a clear picture about who this guy is as a running back. And so that's what he needed. And so I remember somebody was talking about, like, that's what Andy said, like, look, that's what we needed to see from this guy. So we needed to see. So was part of it complacency? We don't know. Maybe it was him trying to fit in and see where he was going to, come into the thing. Maybe he was disappointed thinking, well, I was coming here to challenge CEH, but now all of a sudden I'm taking reps back here as a fourth guy. But like I said, man, this is a performance business. And if you're not performing in practice and you're not showing that you want it, guess what? We're going to move you to the back of the bus. That's how it works. That's how it works. But I knew something was going to come out. To me, I'm glad he just didn't go out like that. Let me put it that way. And so you got a guy who has a physical running style, okay? He's a physical running back, and we need that here. We haven't had a guy like that here for a number of years that was going to get like those tough yards. Now we got 2, okay? We got RoJo and we got Pacheco. And so now it puts a little bit more pressure on the other guys who are not those guys, right? CEH, a little bit more pressure on McKinnon. And so sometimes when we had to deal with some of the injuries these guys had in the past, you got to keep a guy like RoJo here. Why wouldn't you? I don't think Derek Gore was going to be able to get it done. He got hurt with the thumb and stuff like that. So another guy that I look at is somebody that can be the 3-down back, every down back if you need him to. So it just made sense to me to keep RoJo here. It didn't surprise me, not one bit at all. So I think a lot of it would fall to was running behind that line, that second and third line. I really do.
Yeah. I mean, it showed clearly because when in preseason game 3, where he's, running for the yards he was running for, it showed you it was night and day difference from when he was running with the that threes offensive line. It was night and day difference. So when he gets the premier offensive line, he's doing his thing, which is what we've seen before from him. So it's not a surprise.
Well, the thing is, and here's the thing: when you got a back like this here, and you see what he can do, daggone it, run the football, right? So now we got 5 wide receivers. Okay, so now I'm thinking, all right, are we going to distribute the ball around? Okay, we got the tight ends. All right, shoot, you still got tight ends that can block. Daggone it, run the football. Okay, we got guys up front that like to maul people. I keep saying this over and over again. But you got 2 physical backs in the backfield. Run the ball. And I'm not talking about Burton. Burton comes in, he plays his role when he needs to. I like Burton a whole lot. But I'm ready to put the ball in the hands of RoJo and Pacheco, okay, for those tough yards. And so I don't want to see any more of this doing like we did in the playoffs when we down in the red zone and we up at the 5-yard line and now all of a sudden we throwing 3 passes. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see Pat retreating 5 or 10 yards, trying to find an open receiver when you got these 2 bell cows, these physical bully ball players in the backfield looking at you who are hungry to get that ball and run over somebody. Okay? So those days are over. Those days are over, right? And so what we know that the run opens up the pass. It's always been that way. The run opens up the pass. Now we have to utilize it. We have to implement it. We got to make it and get serious to make this a priority in our offense. I'm sorry. I'm just going to have to go ahead and say it. So look, I'm here with this, okay? We starting off the show this year, and I'm letting it be known, okay, we got to run the football a little bit more than what we have been doing, period. And so I'm going to say to my man, EB, you're a running back, okay? Give your boys the ball, all right? And make them tote it, okay? You make them tote it until they can't tote it no more. Let's see what they can do, all right? Because we got those big guys up front. We got Trey, we got Creed, we got Thuney. We don't have those guys up there just to be pass blocking. I'm sorry. OBJ, I know he's doing, tennis ball drills and, swimming a whole lot. Hey, man, this sucker wants to come off the football. He wants to come in and just absolutely deplete somebody and bury them into the ground. And so let the guys run the football. I'm looking for that for the Chiefs now. So, like I said, man, we got guys back there, man, physical guys. So we need to do that, man. So I implore you, I beg of you, I'm asking you, this season, let's start establishing run from day one, okay? And then build on it. So start with Arizona and then just go from there.
Yeah, it's a pretty talented backfield and versatile too. We talk about you got the 2-pounders with the Pacheco and RoJo. They can get that short yardage stuff and physical guys. And then you got CEH who can pretty much do it all. Pass catcher out of the backfield. You can run it up the middle if need be. And then McKinnon, great pass protector, great back out of the backfield. And then you got the other two. You got Pacheco and RoJo. I think it's a very complete backfield. And yeah, some people were pissed off they were keeping 4 running backs on the roster, but hey, each one of those guys has a kind of like a responsibility and like their thing, a niche.
Absolutely. Yeah, diversity of responsibility, no doubt about it. Like you said everything was correct, right? We know McKinnon is probably the best pass blocking running back that you got back there. So he's a great third down guy. Catches the ball well out the backfield. Is good on the matchup. Can make guys miss. He still got a little that speed and a little juice in him. So yeah, no doubt about it. CH, we know what he's gonna get from him. He stays healthy. Hopefully, man, the guy shows a lot what he can do. And so he pushes everybody else behind him, make everybody else behind him hungry. And so we know with some of the guys that we got rid of, I think on wide receiver and looking at what we did on defense wise, we know those guys also too gonna have to play some special teams, right? So we know that McKinnon, Pacheco, those guys are going to help out on special teams. Yeah. So RoJo, maybe, I don't know, is RoJo going to do something? Possibly.
Probably.
Right? Heck, I know as a old special teams coordinator, that's a guy I could use as a weapon. Shoot, 4th and 1, 4th and 3. Here comes the trick play. You know what I mean? Seriously. Hey, shoot, why not? So I'm gonna keep them honest. How about that? Yeah. So I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna keep it in your head defensively. Like, they got RoJo or Pacheco back there. We know he's one of the starting running backs and one of the star running backs. We got to watch this. Yeah. So, yeah, you got to always keep them guessing, man. It's strategy, man. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people think that we, going into seeing this final roster, the four running backs, if 5 backs if you include Burton, and then you have the 3 tight ends, only 5 receivers. And I feel like a lot of people thought that after those first few games, we were saying, oh man, it's gonna be like the Texas Tech offense where he just they're throwing 50 times a game. I think it might be a little more physical and ground and pounding than a lot of people expect after seeing those preseason games.
Me too. Look, listen, a physical team is a mindset. Okay, and you got to practice that way. And the thing is, we got guys that are physical guys, and so they want to be physical. And I think sometimes you take the physicality out of guys when you're passing the ball all around the field, like you said, 50 times a game. Well, that's fine and dandy, but hey, man, use what you got. Take what the defense gives you. And I think sometimes you just got to establish that culture. You got to establish that mindset. You got to establish that will upon the defense. And if you're sitting over here and you're doing play action and, you're trying to play action guys and it's not working because you're not really running the football, what difference does it make? It's not changing anything defensively. You're not giving them anything, a different look. So, yeah, man, I think, we have to do a little bit different to open up the pass. And so if you're sitting over saying that, like I said before, we know that the run opens up the pass. And then hopefully that'll help Patrick, distribute the ball around the field like we expect him to. Right? Let's help him out.
Yeah. No, 100%. Yeah, it's gonna be exciting to see. It's gonna be exciting to see the splits between all four of those guys. Just how they divvy it up. Are they going to go with the hot hand approach? I mean, obviously McKinnon's probably going to be the main third down back. We saw it pretty consistently during preseason. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'm so excited for it, man.
Oh yeah. It's going to be good, man. Seriously. I can't wait.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get podcasts.